Thinking about changing locations and shit. Man, into this motherfucking bag. Stand on the way I made. Sacrificing time for this shit. Man, I got a plan. Tried to tell niggas years ago. They ain't understand. Riding by myself and it's cool. I'm all in my head. Everything in life you can't replace. I build relationships. Pretty little smile make a nigga wanna lock it in. We met the same time I lost a friend. We should try again. You been on my mind. You should hop in. I ain't gonna hurt you, baby girl. You know we locked in. Used to be on FaceTime calls on the regular. Never made time, landed on my busy schedule. Now every time I hit the bay, you know I think of you. Working on your brand, love, you know that I.
And we are live. What's good with y'all, man? It's your boy, Henny DeMoore, reporting live from the liquor store, man. And I am not alone. Like, the voices in my head have not won today. I am here with my brother, LandLord from Alabama. And, you know, y'all gonna have to act like y'all got some sense. We got company today, man.
We got company.
We got company over here in the trap in the liquor store, man. We got Vocal Vike, you know, in the building, man. And listen, as the name insinuates, he's a Vikings fan, but I want him to introduce himself to everybody so he's no longer a stranger, man. So tell us what your platform is, you know, tell us how you got into this content creation, man, and then, you know, we gonna just go ahead and dive head first into the content.
Yeah, man. First of all, shout out to y'all fellas, man. You know, I was telling LandLord a little earlier, man, how I've been tapped in with y'all's community. To be honest with you, like, I tap in with the community in general, like NFL underground content. You know, I'm always going to be tapped in. But shout out West Coast, because, you know, rocking with him and watching him kind of linked me with you guys, man, and watching y'all grind and keep doing it, man, and inspiring me. Where you can follow me is Vocal Vike, like Henny said. I'm on X and Instagram, TikTok, and obviously here on YouTube. You know, just talking Vikings football, doing what y'all doing, but yet doing it for the purple and gold. You feel me?
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And look, we
might need to introduce ourselves too, because his people over there, they
Yeah,
might
they
know
in
who
the
the
building.
hell
You
we
know,
is.
they in the
You know what I'm
building.
saying?
Yeah, they in the building.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'll start, man. You know, I'm Henny DeMoore. You know, folks don't really like that name. You a certain complexion, so you know it's HTM Sports for short. And you know, we make Dallas Cowboys content over here, man. I've been doing this shit for a couple years. We almost at 4K over here. We do raw, uncut, uncensored, you know, takes and everything. So you know, we just bring real good content, man. And you know, we tap in with other folks around to do the same thing. Thus, we're doing shows with Vocal Vike, man.
Absolutely, man. I go by LandLord from Alabama with the same handle on our social media. Hey, I talk about, you know, America's team, the team that God shined his light on, you know what I'm saying? The Dallas Cowboys, that bears that star, the greatest ever, you know what I'm saying? And I do this every day. Y'all know I'm here, win, lose, or draw, and we're going to try to give y'all the most uncensored, unadulterated, what you say here, uncivilized Cowboys content on the planet. So let's do it.
Yes, indeed, man. So let me just go ahead and ask you a question. I'm gonna start with Cuz, man. I'm gonna start with Vocal Vite.
Yeah.
All right. How do you really feel about your quarterback situation? Because that's the one thing that stands out the most when
I had
when
that
people
question in the chamber too, because I was gonna ask them on a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah, that's the one thing that stands out the most when people talk about the Vikings. Because we saw what y'all were able to do last year with Sam Darnold. You know, winning all those games, being one of the better teams in the NFC. And then we know, that has not been the case, this year. He's missed some time. He didn't play at all last year. This is still technically his rookie campaign. Until you play 17 games in the NFL, you're a rookie. Right? So how do you feel, early return on investment from J.J. McCarthy?
I mean, we ain't feeling good all the way about it based off of what we've been seeing. But we also know, see, this is the thing with the Vikings community is we've rarely ever been through this process. The process of drafting a quarterback, he's young, and having to go through that developmental phase. See, we want the microwave food, where it's quick. We expect to see it happen overnight. And we gotta taste the reality watching JJ McCarthy this year of seeing the ups and the downs. You know what I mean? Because last game we did y'all a favor, even though it don't really matter that much. But we put belt to ass to the Commanders. But we saw a good game. We saw what we saw coming out of college, where we're like, okay, that's the JJ McCarthy we need right there. We need him to stack some of those games though, because he'll have a game like that and then he'll look like Ryan Leaf out this motherfucker. I don't know, man. So, it's one of those deals where you have a lot of Vikings fans that are on the train of JJ McCarthy. They're okay with sitting through the process. I'm one of them. Like, I'm okay with going through the ups and the downs. I think I knew it wasn't going to be perfect, but obviously we already looking towards next year. Like, can he build on what he did, not only in college, but build on what he did last week going into this game against you guys, man. So, it's scale of 1 to 10, landlord. To answer your question, it'll be, I'll put it at like a 7 for sure.
That's pretty high. That's higher than I thought.
There's a passing grade, That's a passing grade because 5 out of 10 is 50-50. So you gave the man a C. So
Yeah. So
what y'all think of JJ McCarthy, man? Y'all thought he was gonna be something coming in.
I thought he was gonna be better than what I seen so far. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know that injury probably put him back a little bit. What he had a ACL or something last year?
Torn meniscus.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that took a little time for him to get confident in his leg or whatever again.
And he's a running quarterback.
Yeah, so I'm sure that took a little time, but I think he's talented, man. I just want to see him be consistent and let it rip. You know what I'm saying? Most young quarterbacks, they be a little timid, other than, we got veteran quarterbacks like that, Jalen Hurts. But some people don't like to let it rip, you know what I'm saying? And I just want to see him do that. Once you see a young quarterback let it rip, he's confident in what he's reading, what he's seeing. He's confident in his arm, his body, everything. So that's what I want to see from him. But let him do it next game, like not this game.
And that's you got a good point there, landlord, because that's what, as Vikings fans, we've been going through, him letting it rip. He's overthinking. Yeah. He's came out and admitted that he's overthinking. On top of our coach is sitting here and trying to redo his fundamentals as live bullets are flying. Right? They should have figured that out before the season started, but yet they're trying to really lock down on it as we're in week 5 and 6 and 7. And it's like, bro, you can't really do that. Last game, what happened was leading up into that game, the whole narrative was, hey, we just gonna let you go play now.
Yeah.
Like, play it like you've been playing football. And as far as your mechanics and stuff, we'll work on that in the offseason. Just go play.
Y'all not
and we saw what happened when they
yet,
did.
Are you?
No, we got a 1% chance. Man.
Okay.
1%.
Well, at that point, y'all kind of like a little worse than our boat, but we close to y'all motherfucker too. But I was about to say, at that point, if I was y'all, I'd just let him play. Like, the most important thing about him right now is to develop him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how we was with Wemby a couple of years ago, like the Spurs. Like, we just like, hey, man, let him figure it out, and then that's going to help us way more than trying to win a few games. So, yeah, I think y'all should just let him figure it out, and then it'll help y'all in the long run.
No, that's a fact.
Yeah. So this is what they are saying about your guy right now. They still have him listed as the 32nd starting quarterback. And listen, we are always gonna take this with a grain of salt because it's not like we have a defense that hasn't made quarterbacks look amazing.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying. So we always take this with a grain of salt when it comes to matchup football. But they're saying McCarthy had the best start of his young career in a 31-0 win over the Washington Commanders. 163 passing yards, 3 touchdown passes, 16 of 23 from the field. So that's not a bad completion percentage at all, right? However, he still has a long way to go as he ranks dead last in the NFL in completion percentage, touchdown to interception ratio, and passer rating this season among 34 qualified quarterbacks. So at least they're not saying he's the worst. There's like 2 other quarterbacks they say are performing worse than him. Because they said 34 qualified. He's 32 or 34.
Do you see
my
that
boy
in your
HBM trying to
experience?
give us some silver lining over here, man.
I don't like
that.
them numbers.
Don't feel too bad. He only 32. I mean, he could be 34.
He could be 55. But nah, I was about to ask you, Vocal Vite, do you experience those numbers when you watching him? Or is it like the numbers a little more harsh than how you view him?
The numbers are a little more harsh than how I view them. There were a couple games, like one specifically was the Green Bay game. I mean, if you watch the Green Bay game, man, you say, man, this dude is horrible. This dude is not ready. He shouldn't be out on the field. The Green Bay game was one that pops out to me this season, and maybe the Falcons game that I was in the building for that one. That was week 2. But other than those 2 games, I mean, look, when you do see him play, you can see. Everybody tries to talk about what is the it. People say they watch quarterbacks and what's the it. It's almost like watching Shador, right? Where people hating off him, but it's like, bro, you watch Shador, you see it, right? And can you explain the it? I mean, shit, everybody got their own little way how they explain it, but
when
I watch JJ McCarthy, your eyes are not gonna lie to you. You see it, and you're like, yo, if he can just settle down, this dude right here got what it take, man. He made of the right stuff. You feel me? So that's kind of what I'm seeing week in and week out. Even during some of the bad games, you're like, but that throw right there and that decision right there, bro, just start stacking those and you can become elite.
So you saying he got some elite traits that you like, but you got to just see him put it all together.
You got to put it together.
Because to me, that sounds like somebody like Justin Herbert. You know what I'm saying? We see the eliteness, but do he ever put it all together? That be the whole thing about certain prospects. It's like when you try to project them, you like, are they ever going to put it together? You know what I'm saying? We see the things that make you great.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, like we see the things that make you great, but it's like, are you ever going to figure it out and how to put it all together and be consistent with it? So that be the daunting task for certain prospects out here. Like, will they ever live up to their full potential? But I think JJ will be fine, though. Like, I know y'all got the weaponry, so that's why everybody is way more harsh on him because they like, sir, you got a great wide receiver duo over there. You got a good tight end in Hockenson over there. You got 2 great backs. Like, we don't see why you can't be productive. Like, if you can't be productive, it's obviously on you or your OC. It's one or 2.
That was the next question because Barber fade you up. Just said the play calling made JJ look worse. I thought that y'all had a pretty good offensive mind over there. Is your head coach still the offensive play caller?
So this is the thing with that, right? People from that, and I'm sure you guys can relate to this, right? Mm-hmm. People from the outside that don't watch Vikings football. Because if you're not a Vikings fan, you're not tapping into a Vikings game at noon
for no reason.
Playing the band, right? You're just not.
Well, unless you're a big man like me, you might.
Right, exactly. You're just not, right? So what happens is you have these national pundits that go out here and they say, well, KOC, the offensive wizard, the quarterback whisperer, and Vikings fans, we call bullshit because we get to actually watch and go through the whole experience. Now, I'm not saying that he's a bad coach or that he's a bad play caller, but I think the hype, because this season specifically, man, dog, some of the situational football and the way he's been calling these games have been one of the worst in the league, if you ask me.
So it sound like Shotty a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and you wouldn't know that unless you actually watch the game. If you don't watch the game, you got to get that information from somebody who does, like me, who I'm telling y'all right now, like, bruh, it's not what it seems to be. And my boy Barber fade you up, man. I'm a dog right there. He know the deal. Like, Kevin O'Connell put J.J. McCarthy in the worst possible position this season because he thinks that a young quarterback can come in and just run his playbook. Now, Kevin O'Connell is known to have one of the most complex offenses across the league.
Correct.
The way he likes to run his offensive scheme. And you put JJ in there saying, all right, here you go, young fella, let's go run it. Instead of
barbecue and mildew.
right. Instead of LandLord and HTM was what you should have done, what a good coach would have done, a wizard, whatever you want to call him, would have said, all right, I know my quarterback's strengths. He's 22 years old. This is his first year playing. Let me mold my offense around him. And say, hey, this is what he's good at. Let's simplify it. We simplified our offense because this was a big thing after we beat the Commanders. We simplified the offense and we kicked their ass 31-0.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If we would have been doing that from the beginning, man, we could have been in playoff hunt at least.
I think that's you correct on that, man. Because I told HTM I could tell a lot about your quarterback about how your OC called the game. You know what I'm saying? If he's confident, you're going to see confidence in some of the play calling. Now, let me say that again. It depends on his competence. If he's a competent OC, you know what I'm saying? These things are valid. He could be, a goofball that don't know what he's doing. But if he's a competent OC, you'll be able to tell how confident he is in his quarterback, about how he called plays, the type of plays he called, the type of routes, concepts that they running. You can tell a lot about how confident the OC is in the quarterback. So, how do you feel like? Do you feel like I know you say you feel like they need to simplify it a little more, but do you feel like your OC is confident in him?
So our offensive coordinator, our offensive coordinator, Wes Phillips. I guess he just helps with game planning, man. We don't know what the hell he does. To be honest with you, like
he just got a job.
He just got a job, bro. Like we sit around and we talk about him and the offensive coordinator, Wes Phillips, but it's like, what do you really do though? At the end of the day, like you get on these press conferences every week on media day and talk about JJ McCarthy's development and his growth, but what are you actually doing? But because Kevin O'Connell, man, his pride too high. He loves calling the game and he ain't gonna give it up. A lot of Vikings fans have been asking and saying, hey, Kevin O'Connell, we love how you give off that leadership trait where it's like, you talk good as a bitch. Like you get the people, you get the players rallying. But when it comes to calling plays, can you pass that on to somebody? He won't do it. He will lose his job, bro. He will go out with a fight. He's not going to do it. So I don't know, man. It's going to take a collective to really get JJ McCarthy up to speed where our expectations were set at the beginning of the year. And right now we behind the 8 ball, man. That's a fact.
So how you feel about him going up against our defense? Like, I know our defense put on the disguise like we was really, really good for a couple weeks, and then, we kind of got exposed against the Lions. I feel like we better, but how much better is yet to be seen. And going up against a young quarterback like him, our cornerback play, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? What you thinking, Hen?
I think it's going to be dependent on who delivers the football, because I don't think, that Jay Jeter just forgot how to play football overnight.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think that Jordan Addison just forgot, how to play football. They saying that it's muted on I guess on my page. I don't know what the fuck going on. I'm finna restart my shit.
Hold on.
No sound for me either. Oh,
I'm finna I'm not talking about just shut it down. I'm finna just refresh my page. You'll still be in here.
Okay.
Let me make sure I'm good. Mine playing on my end. It's playing on my end.
Yeah,
so I don't know what's going on. It might be the person that said it.
Yeah, it might be them because my page working. So everybody can hear me over on the channel, right?
You probably should have verified first because it
be
them
they're like 3 or 4 people saying it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why.
They hear us on our page, on y'all page, but they was coming from mine.
Right.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh yeah, I see. We hear y'all. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. Let me know what the sound looking like from all pages.
Give me a 1 if y'all can hear HTM and y'all can hear all of us. Give us a 1 and we can continue.
All right. It was on Hen page. Go back to my page to see if it's still doing it.
Let me see if it's doing it on my phone. I'm typing it. I don't be believing nothing until I do it.
Willie said we good now. Willie said we good. Yeah.
Cool. I have to see it myself. Like, I don't believe nobody. I'm crazy.
All right, cool. We good now. But now, this is Uno. All right. But what were the questions? I don't forgot. You know I'm old, nigga.
Basically, how you think your corners can handle Jettas and Jordan Addison?
It's not really if they can handle them. You know what the answer to that is. Like
No.
the Dallas Cowboys, going to have to win up front. This is going to be a game where Quentin Williams, Jadeveon Clowney, and the rest of them, take care of the Vikings offensive line. And if they're without Darrisaw, what I don't know what his availability is for this game. I know he's been nursing an injury.
Yeah.
So if they're going to be down offensive linemen, and this is going to be a game where Quentin Williams and them can whoop them up front, this might be a game to where you can get some turnovers from an errant throw. If you pressure the quarterback and you make them uncomfortable in the pocket, that when good things happen. And we still haven't found out if Trayvon Diggs is playing. Like Trayvon Diggs is talking like he's going to play.
Don't get me started, man.
So listen,
Trey been wanting to play. That's the problem, though. When he said it, I'm like, I don't know, because the coaches ain't saying that. So he want to play, but the coach is like, no. So he probably won't play.
We'll see. He said it's the healthiest he's felt in a long time. So we'll see what happens. And they're supposed to have a update on the shit before the day's out. So we might find out before the show.
That man ain't walking in the building right, bro. He's not finna play.
Evilflus said he ain't walking in the building right.
And Evilflus snitching to Jerry Jones and
how y'all feel? How y'all feel about Eberflus, man? Are y'all okay with him being the coordinator?
Fuck no. He gotta go.
Damn.
He hanging out the hair his teeth. That's
okay.
He barely surviving. What the Good Times song? He barely making head above water. Mm-hmm. That's what he trying to do. Keep his head above water.
Dang, boy. Oh man. All right. Yeah, because I remember the reason why we know we looked at Eberflus as somebody who was super trash, especially because he was the head coach of the Bears. So we saw him.
He come from y'all division, right?
Yeah, he come from our division. So, we was on his top heavy. You feel me? So, and when I saw him go there, and another question too, Mike Zimmer, what happened there with the Mike Zimmer? Because, we have some Vikings fans who obviously still respect Mike Zimmer, and then you got a lot that don't. But I actually thought it was going to be a perfect fit, because didn't he do something for y'all or no?
I liked this.
He was with us before. He was with us before back in the Gap, but his one season here was riddled with injuries. You know what I'm saying? Like Michael Parsons missed most of the season. D-Law missed most of the season. Trayvon Diggs got hurt. Deron Bland only played 10 games. Overshown got hurt. So I know it wasn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but he was missing some of his top defensive players. And then when Michael Parsons did come back, Dak Prescott was hurt, so the offense kept the defense on the field a whole goddamn lot. So the numbers were sort of skewed with Mike Zimmer. Like, he did a way better job with the personnel that he had than Eberflus is doing. And Eberflus now, I know that he lost Michael Parsons at the beginning of the year, but there's no excuse to have, the interior that you have on the defensive line with a Quentin Williams and a Kenny Clark and an Osa Odigizua, and you not be able to do more. You too scared, to blitz more and play more man coverage, and you sitting in these soft zones with no disguises and shit. Like, this shit been pissed me off.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I don't like how he playing off coverage like he doing, man. It be 3rd and 5, and he got people 10 yards off, so that ain't gonna work out well for us against y'all wide receivers, I tell you that. But we can only hope we get some pass rush. It's huge that Jadeveon Clowney is back this week. Mm-hmm. I know he's an old man to y'all, but hey, he one of the best we got, and we like him. So when he come back, I feel like he gonna help us out a whole lot. Cause to me, I felt the void of not having him last game. Like, real talk.
He sacked Patrick Mahomes' ass twice. Had a whole bunch of pressures. Been good against the run. Like, shit, if he don't want to retire, I'll bring his ass back another year.
Yeah.
Like, real shit. But we like Jadeveon Clowney. So, as a Viking fan, going into this game, what do you think your path to victory is?
Great question.
I'm getting pressure to Dak Prescott, getting in his face, obviously. And then I think on the offensive side of the ball for us is just running the football. I don't know exactly where you guys stand when it comes to run defense, but I think our strength right now, based off of J.J. McCarthy being a young quarterback and still kind of getting his feet up under him, I think we have to control the line of scrimmage. So to me, that's important. I've been calling for that. You know, shout out your cuzzo HTM. You know, run the damn ball. That's something that he been pushing since I've found him on YouTube, right? So, and that's kind of what we're going with now in Minnesota is, bro, run the damn football. Like, you got to run the football. That's the only way we're going to be able to be successful at this point in time. So that's kind of what I look for, man. If we can run the ball and then obviously cause pressure to Dak Prescott, I think we'll be able to keep it competitive for sure.
This is one of the few times in my Cowboy life that I feel confident in us stopping the run.
Okay, so you guys got good run defense?
About us. Yeah, I feel pretty good about us stopping the run. Even though y'all got a Cowboy killer over there, Aaron Jones, like that man gets superpowers when he see the Cowboys out there. But I think we got us a formidable line now. And I think our linebackers are healthy, Overshawn back. I think we should do pretty well. The run game shouldn't beat us. I'll just say that. The run game shouldn't beat us, even though y'all got some talented backs who I like. But the run game shouldn't be the reason we walk away with an L. I think long as we can stop the run, I think, and put it in J.J. McCarthy's hands, hey, make him beat you. And if you can get some pressure, now, you know, you could be a little more aggressive with the wide receivers out there. So
I agree.
I think that's our best way to stop y'all. And Flus, please send some blitz. Please do the 5-man pressures if you can. Like, send some blitz, because he did that like 3 plays last game. It just stopped, and then we got no more pressure. So we have to manufacture pressure a little bit now, you know, letting Micah Parsons go. That's one of the after effects. And then we got an older person in Clowney, and we got a rookie. We got the antithesis of each other on both sides. We got an old man, then we got a rookie over here. So it's a little makeshift when it comes to us manufacturing pressure, but I feel good about it after we brought Quinn Williams in, and I feel like all that together, if used correctly, Eberflus, we looking dead at you. Yeah. If used correctly, I feel like we could be effective and rattle McCarthy. Like, I'm not too sure how he is with off-platform throws, but I think most quarterbacks go down a notch or two when they throwing it on the run or moving one leg and stuff like that. So we want to get them off-platform a little bit.
Yeah, and I know that the numbers say the Dallas Cowboys are like one of the worst defenses in the National Football League, and that's fair because the first half of the season was awful. Yeah. But, you know, once we got Quentin Williams in here, you know, the defense has been a whole lot better. You know, the first 3 games, we averaged under 70 yards allowed on the ground. You know, now the Lions ran the fuck out the ball, and they were successful, you know, with Gibbs and Montgomery. But, you know, there was a 3-game stretch where the Dallas Cowboys run defense had solidified itself. I want to see them get back to that this, you know, particular week. And on the flip side, even, you know, as skewed as the numbers are, like, you're not a particular defense that stops to run at a high clip either. So, you know, like, that's my path to victory for the Dallas Cowboys. We'll be down on starting left tackle. We know that this is a very blitz-happy defensive coordinator in Brian Flores. He once blitzed Lamar Jackson 35 times in one game, same 0 blitz look. And you know, that's going to be the chess match. You know, Dak Prescott is one of the better quarterbacks in the league against the blitz. But, you know, like any quarterback, if he gets hit or, you know, if he's under interior pressure, it's hard to operate. So my plan is to run the ball, utilize play action. We're one of the top teams in play action percentage uses in the National Football League. And Dak Prescott himself is one of the top quarterbacks when using play action. So that's my plan. We're going to run the ball, neutralize some of those, you know, heavy blitz looks, take chunk shots with play action. CeeDee Lamb passes concussion protocol, so we'll have some, you know, I listen, it's nothing against the Vikings. I like our wide receivers against any goddamn defensive backs. Yeah. It don't matter who it is. You know,
they should feel the same way too.
Right. No, facts. And I think it's pretty similar too, like the setup what we have. Y'all got a 1A, 1B, we got a 1A, 1B. It's kind of like that because Jordan Addison, in my opinion, and in a bunch of Vikings fans' opinion, Jordan Addison could be a 1 on multiple teams. You know what I mean? He like that for real. He definitely
Yeah,
like
we-
that.
we
He might be
like-
on the little smaller side, but he like that.
We
He's
like
humble.
Jordan Addison out of where he came from again? I
USC.
forget.
Yes, USC.
Yeah, USC.
He
We
played
like
at
him
Pittsburgh
coming
before
out.
that, though, too.
Yeah, that's what it was. He played for 2 teams. They making recruiting so hard on us these days. We got to remember 3 teams they played for. You know what I'm saying? We ain't have to do that back in the day, but
shout out my boy Delt. He said keep Dak in the pocket, and to me, I'm not a huge fan of Dak Prescott, but I think he gets too much criticism, bruh. Especially from your guys' own community, which is crazy. You know how many teams would like to have a consistent quarterback that can play at the level Dak Prescott plays at over and over again? And we see kind of what a lot of teams go through, man, when they can't really lock in on a quarterback, bro. Their team is ass for years and years and years, man. Dak Prescott continues to put up good numbers even now. And I think he's one of the main factors that we have to slow down on Sunday, because our DBs, I will say, we got the Byron Murphys and the Isaiah Rodgers, which you guys are probably familiar with playing in Philly.
Yeah.
But they soft. They soft, man. Like the tackling, they can't tackle. That, like, I want to see. I mean, there's a lot of flaws there. Not to say that they can't get better going into next year or whatever, but this year right here, man, there's something about them where they just scared to tackle. This is a lot of shit going on.
hey, I'm not gonna act like my quarterback is without sin or flawless.
Right.
But I would be doing my community a disservice if I don't ask you, what do you have against Dak Prescott?
Yeah. So for me, like if I sit back and I say, what do I have against him? I mean, really nothing. Only thing I would say that he rightfully should be criticized for would probably just be winning in the playoff, like actually taking the Cowboys to an NFC Championship game or damn near Super Bowl. And it's not really so much his fault. It's because the national media, every single year, as Cowboys fans, y'all notice y'all are playoff Super Bowl team because it's the Dallas Cowboys. Y'all's fan base hypes it up and puts that pressure on Dak Prescott. So for me as a fan from the outside looking in, when I see you guys play, I'm like, all right, well then shit, I should be expected to see the Cowboys making a run then shit, since all the hype around him, Dak Prescott getting all his money. Let's go out there and see what he can do. And then y'all have been falling short the past couple years. So I think that's the only thing. But I like Dak Prescott as a player though, man. I was wanting him over Kirk Cousins, bro. I was like, man, shit. When they were talking about he possibly getting traded and shit like that, I'm like, shit, bring him to Minnesota.
That's what I was about to
Yeah.
ask, because I'm like, shout out to Miss Pam on the
Yeah,
cash
on
app.
my end as well. Thank you for the love.
Salute. But I was about to ask, like, we know, like, I know this is the age-old argument and excuse, but it's just true. Like, this is a team sport. Like, we give the quarterback so much credit.
Yeah.
And then we give them so much blame. So it's like a double-edged sword, but like when you really do this, we YouTubers, we do this more than for a hobby. You can't do this as a hobby. We actually do this. We actually put in a whole lot of time, more time than you see us on camera. We putting in work. So we actually do this for real. So when you on that level, you'll be doing the whole sport a disservice if we just have those type of takes. Well, it's all on the quarterback. You see what I'm saying? Like, I just can't relate to that because I've seen sorry ass quarterbacks, prosper and you know what I'm saying, they didn't even have a lot to do with it. So like, you can look at players like Daniel Jones was prospering. You know what I'm saying? They got a fortunate little run with New York. We knew Daniel Jones was sorry, but they paid him. We up here clapping. I literally was popping bottles and shit when they paid Daniel Jones.
And the Vikings are the reason for that, by the way, man.
Y'all did it.
We appreciate you.
You know what I'm saying? So, hey, we do appreciate that, because when we seen them succeed against y'all, I'm like, bro, that is fraudulent. That is not real. And then they go and pay them. So, like, let's not act like football is not the ultimate team sport. Like, I swear, me and him came and bombed on that when we felt like it was his fault. So, I'm not a Dak Prescott apologist. I don't apologize for nobody but myself. Right. So, like, when it comes to this, I just try to be the fairest person on the planet. When I'm doing these takes, that's my whole thing. I try to be fair. Has Dak Prescott not lived up to some of his standards that the media is putting?
Sure.
When it comes to him carrying a team on his back alone to go win, of course, because most people don't carry that. Even Patrick Mahomes don't do that shit. But we say he the greatest quarterback ever. We say stuff like that when we seen Patrick Mahomes' defense carry him. We seen him having one of the greatest play callers to ever touch a clipboard with Andy Reid. Like, we take all the circumstances out. And then you look at Dak Prescott, he had to deal with goddamn Scott Linehan. He had to deal with Kellen Moore. And he has to deal with goddamn Jerry Jones every day of his life. Taking people away from the team and doing crazy stuff, not being aggressive in the trade market and stuff like that. So, like, let's not say it's easy to say the stuff that Steve and A and them say. Oh, he didn't take a team to the playoffs. Like, how do you feel about a player like Jalen Hurts? Because I think he's the perfect example. Everybody is turning on him because they know that he wasn't the driving force to get that team to the playoffs. Now they getting absolutely sick of it. When they see him, they like, Jalen Hurts, the Super Bowl MVP. Jalen Hurts, this guy. But they like, bro, he really didn't do shit. He put the ball in Saquon Barkley and won a Super Bowl. Yeah. Now, when they need him more and more, it's starting to look bad. They like, damn, this dude really can't play. Like that. Yeah. Now they took the veil off. Like, what the hell is this? So, quarterback play alone is not going to get you anywhere. We seen Peyton Manning be great for like 8 seasons and go nowhere. And I feel like he the GOAT, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah, and to your point, you know, the first season that Peyton Manning won a Super Bowl, he was 3 touchdowns to 8 turnovers in the postseason. You know what I'm saying? The man turned the ball over 8 times, threw 3 interceptions in the wild card round, but they rallied around and they won. And when you talk about the Dallas Cowboys defense, that nobody ever criticizes them on the back end. You know, they had Michael Parsons, they had this and that. They were also not showing up in the postseason. Yeah, they're like in the 5 losses that we have, like the Dallas Cowboys defense is averaging 30 points allowed. They're averaging over 120 rushing yards allowed. They don't get sacks. They don't get turnovers. They don't stop the run at a high clip. They're 25th out of 31, qualified teams in EPA per play, meaning like they getting their ass whooped by snap basis. Success rate 18, drop back EPA 21st, drop back success rate 20th, rush EPA 27th. So like, defense really do win championships, man.
It
like, look at what the Eagles did. Them motherfuckers had like 15 sacks in one playoff run.
So HTM and LandLord. So my question would be, right, based off of what I'm hearing you guys talk about when it comes to the quarterback and Dak Prescott. And, it's right for some Cowboys fans would probably feel like this. And the reason I say this because I felt like this with Kirk Cousins, right? The ultimate question would be then, is he worth investing $60 million a year in if you know that you have all of these other deficiencies on your football team, whether it's on the defensive side of the ball, offensive line, running backs, whatever the case is? If you feel like you can win and the quarterback doesn't have to be that great, like you can just get a game manager, I don't know, Brock Purdy-esque, I guess, type of player and still get there, why do teams go all in on saying, hey, we're gonna let this quarterback take up 30% of the cap because we feel like he is the one that can hide those flaws that we have on the defensive side of the ball, not being able to stop the run, not being able to stop the pass, whatever the case may be. So I think, and I say that because I think we had this same argument in Minnesota when it came to Kirk Cousins. People, go ahead, LandLord. No, go ahead.
I was just about to say, to me, I think the dilemma is the market. And I believe Dak is just as good as any of these dudes. Y'all can call me crazy or what, but I've seen it. I've seen situations where this team put him in bad situations and he have to overcome and he screw up sometimes too, so he's not without flaw. But a lot of the times when you see us losing, most of the times it don't really just be Dak's fault. I'ma just say that being real, and I think Cowboy Nation can agree with that for the most part. Yeah, but I think the dilemma is the market. So when you start talking about players and how much money they deserve, that's kind of murky because think about it. Dak Prescott is at a great level of quarterbacking. Like, this man was second in MVP. He really should have won an MVP. He was one of the best quarterbacks that's out here today, got better stats than damn near everybody except for Matthew Stafford. So, we know how great and how much capabilities he have. Yeah. And that don't got nothing to do with how much money you pay him, really. Because, okay, you said a game manager quarterback. A game manager quarterback still don't get you where you need to go. Your team need to be extreme. You're going to have to pay that money somewhere. Your team either going to have to be complete with a mediocre quarterback, or either you're gonna have a dope team with a little better than a mediocre quarterback. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And think about this. If your quarterback is better than mid, or is he better than average, what type of payment does that demand in the market? That's really the question.
Right.
Because a mediocre quarterback, you ain't really got to pay him. But if he above mediocre and it's his turn and he's been doing good, now that comes at a premium.
Yeah.
All right. And to your point, you said, why not just go and get another quarterback? But this is the thing. A lot of people don't realize that there's not a lot of good quarterbacks. In National Football League. You're feeling that right now, trying to transition from Sam Darnold. Nobody was looking at Sam Darnold like a world beater.
Right.
But you see the difference in trying to transition to Sam Darnold, to J.J. McCarthy. The fucking Commanders felt that trying to transition from Kirk Cousins, they went for almost a decade without having quality quarterback play.
Yeah.
Like, you may view somebody like, well, he could come in and manage the game and do this and do that, and shit don't really work out like that. You know what I'm saying? So you really got to weigh your options there when it comes to that, because quarterback play is really a premium. Now,
and that's the thing. And that's the thing, though, HTM, not to cut you off, but
go ahead.
And that's why we see arguments that we see when it comes to the quarterback position, though, because it's like, okay, once you see this hefty number getting put on this one player, now your expectations are, well, bro, I don't want to hear about the defense can't stop the run or shit like that, man. You're supposed to be able to overcome all of that. Like, you are the guy, and that's kind of, and this isn't me. I'm not saying this is how
I was about to say, I
it.
would have to beg the question is, who the hell is doing that?
Yeah.
They got to stop it.
Now, I just don't know. I'm not talking about who's giving that take. I'm
Right.
talking about who's actually carrying their team to that degree. Like, name that player for them to be feeling like, oh, he got to overcome every deficiency on the team. If you name that quarterback who's won without a defense, without stopping the run, without any of these things that they name or put against Dak Prescott, then, okay, I'll be like, all right, he's just better than Dak, or he's one of the rarest people in football. And you really can't name that dude. If you talk about the best guy, Patrick Mahomes been having a dope-ass defense and a dope run game since he been in the league. And a dope offense. One of the best wide receivers, the best tight end. Like, let's not act like these people do this stuff alone. Like, that's what I don't get from people. Like, it's almost like the argument you hear. I ain't gonna get into that, but you know how some women be like, oh, this is the ideal man. Give me your example of him. Like, who is he? Show me this
The
dude
high
you're
value,
talking about.
the high value man.
Yeah, show me this dude that you speak of that's supposed to be so great. Like, at least give me an example of the person that you're talking about. So if you saying the quarterback's supposed to be overcoming and eliminating every blemish on the football team, what quarterback is doing this?
Yeah. They're not, and let's go.
That's what I'm asking. Like, who?
Let's go through the list here, because these are all. This is defensive points per drive rankings for the career of quarterbacks. Like, every single year that Tom Brady won a Super Bowl, his shit was top 10. You know what I'm saying? And that's the GOAT. That's supposed to be the best quarterback that ever existed. Yeah. He had never won a Super Bowl without a top 10 defensive unit, right? And we're asking Dak Prescott, to win, win the playoffs when his defense is bottom 25 when it gets to the postseason.
We telling him, make it enough, like Mama used to say. Make it enough.
And even in the history of the Dallas Cowboys, right? When we were winning with Troy Aikman, like, people would consider that a super team. You had Charles Haley. You had motherfucking me, Deion Sanders. You had motherfucking me, the boy Maryland. You had all kinds of future Hall of Famers. Darren Woodson. Damn it, Emmitt Smith, the all-time rushing leader, was on that damn team. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody is winning without a complete team most of the time. There's like an exception. Like the Giants got hot, but that defensive line was one of the better playoff performers. Like, they held Tom Brady to under 20 points both times in that Super Bowl. Yeah. So even the teams that weren't great on paper, at least they performed to that level.
Elite offenses don't do it alone. Mm-hmm. Can you name an elite offense that had basically a below average defense that did it?
That won, because there's been some bad defenses that went, and
when you say win, you talk about Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, won it all. because that's what we asking about. Like, we've seen, and then people view Lamar Jackson like he's just so super duper great,
like
but he's had them damn defenses and still didn't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's had them defenses and still didn't get it done. Like, the only year where I can say, because the narrative is that Dak don't perform in the playoffs and all that, this and that. The one year that I could blame Dak Prescott is, I forget, but one of those San Francisco years. They was back-to-back, so it'd be hard for me to remember exactly which one.
Yeah.
So one of those San Francisco years is when I could say, okay, if my quarterback played better, we won that game. But the other ones, it'd be like the quarterback was fine. It was the defense. It was the run stopping. Like, it was obvious that it's other things. So it ain't like we, like, taking up for that. The Green Bay game, you could go ask our fan base.
We bombed on them niggas.
We came out here and dogged Dak Prescott ass out. Like, bombed on him.
Yeah.
But guess what? We went back, me and him, we actually observed the rest of the playoffs and seen all this defense that was getting played and all these extra opportunities that they was giving Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes. These boys winning games, 21 points scored. Patrick Mahomes won a game and didn't score not 1 point in the whole half. Yeah. I said, man, if Dak did that, we'll be getting blew out by 28 points. Yeah. It is not the same. So when we start comparing this stuff, like, let's be fair, let's be honest, let's be logical.
Yeah.
These things are not the same, bro. It's just not the same.
No, I'm with you, man. Look, I'm on y'all side when it comes to the Dak Prescott thing. I know somebody in the chat said he smelled like a Dak hater, bro. Listen, first of all, I bleed purple and gold to the bone gristle. You hear me? So, like, I ain't even too much worried about what Dak got going on over there. This is for my dogs right here to be talking about. You know, me, I worry about what's happening up where I'm at in Minnesota. You feel me? And now, if Dak's available, like I mentioned earlier in the show, a couple years ago when there was that kind of, hey, is he going to sign the contract? Is he going to go into free agency? My community will tell you. RAP was right there saying, shit, I'll take him. You know what I'm saying? I'll take him.
And this the thing, like when you compare, like, this is just QBR, and you know, that's just pretty much how a quarterback performed in any given game, right? They include they rushing, they throws, even bad throws, you know, all that shit.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow ain't never posted a QBR of 80 in his goddamn career. He done won playoff games with a QBR in the 30s.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott done lost playoff games with a QBR 84 and 73. Anything of over a 70 is a Pro Bowl caliber performance. Nice. You know what I'm saying? Anything over an 80 is an All Pro caliber performance. He got losses on his resume where he played like a Pro Bowler and an All Pro. You know what I'm saying? Now, you could say, like, hey, like some of these, this 53, this 42, this 32, you could turn right back around and say, but hell, Joe Burrow, shit, the one with a 33 and a 31. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
How the quarterback plays is not indicative.
Because I thought about something when you brought up Joe Burrow with LandLord. When you asked that question, Joe Burrow might actually be one where I'll say he got them there. They didn't win, but I mean, to get them there with that team they had was kind of impressive, though. Like Joe Burrow wasn't expected.
Burrow is
like
one
50
of those
touchdowns.
Ones
you know what I'm saying?
But you got to look at with the only outlier with Joe Burrow is like he got superior offensive talent. And his offensive talent is like ridiculous.
That's a fact.
So like, and then his defense.
They won. The defense was good.
I about to say his defense performed in the playoffs though.
Right.
Like that's
but they wouldn't. But the thing is though, LandLord too, is they wouldn't have gotten there if they would have just had
you right.
Like if you couldn't have just plugged any quarterback into that
we
team.
See that difference now.
Yeah.
When Burrow got back out there, them boys been going crazy.
Yeah, they been going crazy.
I love Joe.
I can't lie on Burrow now. He a little special when it come to that. Like he uplift that whole team. It's like they look at it like, hey, Burrow back, let's play defense now. Like, we can play defense. We can do everything again.
We can do everything now. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He just got that. He got that something about him where he just lifts the room. You know, he got
that moxie in him, though. I can't hate on Burrow.
But like, I'm not going to bring him up right now as far as Minnesota because there's a lot of talk going around. You know, obviously.
I know y'all. Get him on I wouldn't. He would talk about, he didn't sound like he wanted to play football, no goddamn.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, HTM. I talked about that on my show last night where it's not so much that he wants to get traded. To me, it sounds like an Andrew Luck situation where he's just tired of getting beat up, bruh. Like,
he been fucked over, man. That man body probably ain't the same. And
and that suck when you're a great player too.
He wanna go collect Pokemon cards, man. He done. You know what I'm saying?
He got some other shit he want to do.
Some other shit
All right,
going on.
His body different.
His body is
No,
different.
facts.
So I'm gonna get back on Cowboy Vikings talk. I know we had to segue on that, but what's the point threshold? Like, what's the amount of points your defense can give up and you still feel like you have a chance of winning this game?
20.
Shit.
Yeah, 20. I think if we can comfortably put up 21, right? And you only got to win by 1 in this league. Like 3 touchdowns, man. I think we can do. I think we can comfortably put up 21. Like if you guys score over 20, I think it'll be tough for us because I do believe y'all's defense. I know people were saying y'all pass defense isn't great and all this, that, and the third, but at the end of the day, our offense isn't great. So we're gonna struggle. It's gonna be something got to give here, and I think if y'all score over 20 points, man, it's gonna be a tough battle for us.
No, the reason I asked that is because he said Dak getting sacked 4 times and 2 interceptions. He got sacked 5 times and 2 interceptions the last game. He still put up 30 points. Yeah. So that's to my point. Like, so that's why I'm asking, because we average over 30 at the crib.
I don't know about most people, but the way I can't tell nobody how to fan, right? But the way I fan is, he'll tell you, if you whoop my team ass, bro, I got the utmost respect for you.
Right.
Like, I'm not finna say too much crazy shit about you because you whoop my team.
I don't ever say shit about the 49ers.
Dak usually whoops the Vikings. Like,
no,
the
absolutely.
last game. So I don't see why the fan base like, Dak is this, Dak. Like, bro, listen to me. I know it's popular. I know it's fashionable to hate on Dak. I understand that. They make it so easy to do.
Yeah.
But when it comes to as anybody that follow me, when we talk about the 49ers, I'm gonna be quiet.
Y'all ain't got shit to say.
I'm gonna be
y'all
quiet.
ain't got shit to say.
When they leave, I'm gonna talk again.
Now, Henny, I know you the number dude, Henny. Do you have the last 4 matchups for the Vikings and Cowboys? Because I do remember us winning.
Kirk Cousins won one time.
It was a good game.
Prime
2019. It was a great game.
And Dak played ridiculous that game, but we just lost.
Yeah. Okay, because I remember the Cooper Rush game, obviously, on Halloween where y'all kicked our ass.
CeeDee Lamb catch.
CeeDee Lamb catch
up. The 40-3 game.
The 40-3 where y'all embarrassed us. I remember that game.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Dak,
like when
Dak
teams
rookie
do
year
that,
went to
I be
Minnesota.
like, you got it, big dog. Until we whoop y'all ass back and on a normal basis, that's when I start back talking. Like,
well, we got to get our get back this Sunday night right here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Now, hey, look, as Vikings fans, we looking for that get back. You know what I mean? We definitely
as you
seek that get back.
you should. Because like I said, if we was playing the 49ers, it'll be like we'll be so hyped that we beat them. But we wouldn't be talking crazy yet. Like, we'll have to beat them again, like, back-to-back to get comfortable. Like, hey, we ain't studying y'all no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, one win wouldn't even do it for us.
You gotta get that monkey off your
back.
back.
Yeah, you got to get the monkey off your back, man. So
what is the playoffs looking like for you guys?
Win out, and we got over a 50% chance.
So we could be a spoiler. So this is the thing.
Could spoil it.
If we beat you guys on Sunday, y'all hopes are pretty much out the door, is what we saying?
Yeah, it would drop to we'll be like y'all, be like a 1% chance to get in if we lose this game.
We dug ourselves a big hole, and we got to get up out of it. We can't we can't lose again, especially not to an NFC team. Hell
yes, because we can get to 10 wins still. If we get to 10-6-1, we can get into the playoffs over any 10-7 team because a tie counts as half a win and half a loss. So at 10-6-1, the Dallas Cowboys are actually 10.5 and 10. And 6.5, in the record books. So if a team is 10-7, regardless of tiebreakers, we have a better record and we would get in.
And if our great friend Jalen Hurts, the person who's done the most for the Cowboys this year, if he keep playing like he playing, then hey, throw all that out the window.
And that's the thing too, fellas. Speaking about the quarterbacks in the NFC East, I mean, it's safe to say you guys have the best one.
Correct, for sure. No, a lot of people don't feel that way. Some people feel just because.
I mean, how
Jalen
can
Hurts,
you not? How can you not feel that way though? I don't get
some
it.
people
because
he won a Super Bowl
MVP.
He won a Super Bowl. That's why people say, Jalen.
Well, I'm talking in the moment though, right? Like I'm talking in the moment right now because JD5. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Jaden Daniels.
I love him coming out.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Jaden Daniels, but hey, look, sophomore. Talk about a sophomore slump, whether it's injuries or whatever you want to call it, man. It is what it is.
I call that shit.
Yeah, he ain't looking good.
That's HTM guy, but I just said I just didn't believe in Washington. I felt like that shit was fraudulent. It was Cinderella last year, and hey, I look right as hell. Even without the injury, they ain't been playing good football.
They weren't.
So like, I'm looking at it like this, man. This is really one of the reasons why I got a lot more respect for Dak Prescott than a lot of people do. Because it's easy to come in the game and say, hey, I'm the next hot dude, I'm so dope, and then the next year you ain't shit. Like, we've seen Dak consistently do this over a 10-year period. He's been a good to great quarterback over his whole span of his career.
Yeah.
What people don't understand is, like, people like C.J. Stroud, they always try to find the young hot guy and say he better than Dak. And then next thing you know, they end up not being better than Dak.
Yeah.
Don't you see that? They always try to shoot at Dak. He the first target. Oh, C.J. Stroud, the young hot player. Oh, he's better than Dak. He's way better than Dak. Then next thing you know, he just fall off a cliff, and then now they like, don't nobody say nothing no more. Like, okay, what the problem is, once they get film on you, because people get paid millions of dollars to play defense. I think people forget that sometimes.
People forget they get paid too.
They get paid millions of dollars to study your every move and try to take you down.
Yep.
So, yeah, you might get them that first year. But if you want to impress LandLord, do that shit again. Do that shit again after that. Because they're going to try to counter you. They're going to counter you every time.
Yeah.
They're going to say, oh, Jaden Daniels like to, if you do this to him, he like to run right, and then he'll, you know what I'm saying? They find out all of your tendencies. And then what make it even more impressive, even more tape they got on you, what make it even better for them. They got 10 years of tape on Dak, and it ain't many people that mess Dak up, though. Think about that. It's a few defensive coordinators that give Dak problems, but they got 10 years worth of tape on him, and he still go out there and shit on a lot of people.
Yeah.
Correct. And, hey, to your point, I know that Kirk Cousins gets a bad rap, but that man jumped off the bench and hooped this last game.
I like Kirk.
Man, I don't care, man. I can't jump on that band with y'all, man. I'm not doing it. I was not a fan of Kirk Cousins, and this goes back to him getting paid too much for not being able to do enough, in my opinion. Like, your team has to be perfect for him to have gotten us to a Super Bowl. Right. And with the amount he was taking from the cap space, you just weren't going to be able to build that team if you didn't draft good. And based off of his age, the timeline wasn't good because it's like, he's getting older. He's not getting any younger. So, if you're going straight off drafting players, that's 4 years, 5 years out. These players are developing. You're building that foundation. Man, it just wasn't, the math was just not mathing for me. So I wasn't a fan of him. Did he have good games? Absolutely. He had some good games. He had some games where I came on and
it sounds like you'll love Stephen Jones. It sounds like a lot of your stuff be cap related.
Man, look, it's not. It's
like
really
a lot
not.
Of it cap related.
So I gotta push back on that, LandLord.
I'm just saying.
Elaborate. Just elaborate.
I'm gonna elaborate a little bit because this is the
ahead.
thing. I'm the furthest away from caring about the money. My community will tell you when they say, when, for example, when it's when Lamar Jackson wasn't about to sign the deal. I was telling my community, I don't care how much he costs. Even with the Joe Burrow thing now, it doesn't matter. You got to go all in. But Kirk Cousins trying to put him in those same categories is crazy to me, bro. Like, Kirk Cousins has done nothing. What has this man did other than throw 4,000 yards a season? Which, you can't just say that.
I'm about to say, like, that's consistent quarterback play. We just keep going back in this carousel. Like,
I feel
it's
you.
like, I know it's hard for people to understand that consistent quarterback play gets disrespected when it's not attached to a championship. But I'm telling you, it just take a lot of shit to win a championship, bro.
Yeah.
It just take a lot of stuff, man. I'm sorry to tell y'all.
Can you agree with this though, fellas? We moved off of Kirk Cousins at the right time because no matter what you saw last night,
the Achilles,
on Thursday,
y'all let him go out. He got hurt, so
because regardless of what you saw, okay, he had one good game out of whatever, right? So what, right? The name of the game is to try to win a Super Bowl. Do you think going through a whole season at this point in time right now with a Kirk Cousins as your starting quarterback, do you really believe you're going to be competitive? No.
Well, let me ask you a question then. How did you feel about keeping Sam Darnold around? Because he got another team back at 10 wins and going to the postseason.
I was just about to say, Sam was over there hooping with y'all, and he just gone. So,
like,
first of all,
it's going to eventually get to the point where you're in a quarterback carousel.
Yeah, so first of all, this is my thing with Sam. Sam owed us nothing, right? So I went into it with some doubt, obviously, because based off of evidence, I'm very evidence based. And when
Of
we
course.
saw what he was doing before he got to us, I wasn't
Not
expecting
impressive.
him. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
expecting him to come
It
in
was a Cinderella story.
right. And if you did feel like that, you're just going off of your feelings. You're going off of feelings and not facts. So you feel, oh, he's gonna be great. Okay, that's how you feel, but that ain't the reality of what we've been seeing from him. And I was like, man, whatever happens, happens, right? He goes in there. Now, as he continued to ball, as we're getting into the season, I'm like, all right, boy looked like he might have found his rhythm, whether that's the coaching, whether that's the weapons around him. Something is making sense now when it comes to Sam
I was
Darnold.
just about to say that. 'Cause,
But
like,
my whole thing was this
Go
with the quarterback, though, with the Vikings, is you went out and you drafted a quarterback with the 10th pick in the draft. I don't care. You committed at that moment, at that night, when you turned in that card and said you're selecting J.J. McCarthy with the 10th pick. Sam Darnold was never in the plans. It doesn't matter what he did, unless he would have won us a Super Bowl. Because our coaching staff and our new GM, they were brought in here for that specific reason, was to go locate a quarterback and turn him into our franchise quarterback. Hindsight's 2020, though. As I look at it
Right.
now, Sam Darnold, okay, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying?
he
Would
got
we
them
be a
boys
better
playing some
team?
great ball over there.
We
But-
would, but this is the thing, real quick, and I'll let you land. HTM is
Go ahead, bro.
he did exactly what I thought he would do when it counted. All right, we talking about for the number 1 seed against the Detroit Lions, he folded. It wasn't because the offensive line didn't hold up for him. It was because he was in his head. He was overthrowing. Every pass was not on the mark. He had a bad game. All right, but look, that's okay. But it's about when you had the bad game. Then the following week after that, against the Rams in the playoffs, he folded again. Like, you can't. Listen. We went through that with Kirk Cousins, bruh. It's over with. We got to move on to the guy that can overcome that. We were just having that conversation, right? You got to have a quarterback that can overcome those tough situations, man, and be able to will your team to a victory every once in a while. I know
I was
it's
just
a
about to
team
say he
sport,
got to
but-
be a little better than me. He got to be a little better than a game manager, though.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
think the market demands a premium for that.
But
Like, that's all.
this is because I got two things to add to this, because this is the part where it's sort of iffy for me. You know what I'm saying? Because think about some of the quarterbacks that actually have won Super Bowls. Like
Right.
that don't describe Brad Johnson. That don't describe Nick Foles for the most part. He hooped in the Super Bowl, but there was a career backup quarterback. There was nothing to say that man was going to do that when he got into that moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh. We can keep going down the line. Like, Jalen Hurts has under 200 yard passing in four of his playoff wins. He played well in the Super Bowl, but that wasn't what he did up to that point for them to win the football games. They ran the ball, they played good defense, they got turnovers. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm a little I'll put it by that. And secondly, to your point, like, hey, we spent a top 10 pick on him, we gotta play him. The 49ers put the 3rd overall pick on Trey Lance,
And said, get your ass off my team.
You know what I mean? And it comes to the point where I'm not saying that you would have won a Super Bowl with the man,
Right.
but at the same token, like, if it's not broke, you ain't gotta fix it. You know what I'm saying?
that's
Because
a
in the process of trying to fix it, you can make the shit worse.
The way I look at it, too, something that get overlooked when we evaluating these players is the situation and who's using them. Because real talk, you'll sit up. That's why stuff like that come out of the blue. Like Sam Darnold. Oh, my God, Sam Darnold end up being good. Like, you didn't see that coming because we didn't do the proper work and evaluate him in a certain system. We
Right.
just seen him and his numbers and what he did. Like, he sucked. But nah, if you ask Sam Darnold on a one-on-one interview, he probably like, man, my coach was terrible, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't do nothing
shit he
I
ain't gonna
wanted.
say out loud,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta put that into the equation. That's why it's our job to do the film work. Cause
Yeah.
we can see things that we like and be like, shit, man, y'all can say this is what y'all want about Sam Darnold, but what I see on film, I see some traits that, you know what I'm saying, if used correctly, he could be a good player. So that's how we be doing stuff like that, and we have our own takes because we put the extra work in. So sometimes it be the coordinator. Like, we seen Jared Goff. We still feel like Goff is kind of mediocre, but when you put Goff with a mastermind, you go to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? When you put Goff with a mediocre coach, he look like he barely should even be in the NFL.
Right.
And
So coaching matters when it comes to these players and how you evaluate them.
another guy to bring up, Rich Gannon, year 12, made his first Pro Bowl selection. A couple years after that, won the league MVP after being a career journeyman in the National Football League.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like I understand where y'all coming from. Like young quarterback, a lot of talent. You know, we picked him. It's not like it's a regime change or anything. So this got to be our guy. But this motherfucker here, who was also a top draft pick in his day when he came out, he over here hooping. So, you know, you got to weigh it. And I understand, like, the playoffs didn't go well, so it made it easier to, like, you know what, go test the market and see what the fuck happens. You know what I mean?
But
Like,
it's based off, you have to be intentional. And like, if your intentions were to draft the quarterback high, it would have been different if we got a Spencer Rattler in the 4th or 5th round, right? And then Sam Darnold was on the team. It's like, all right, boom, we brought Sam Darnold. We brought Sam Darnold in with the option on the table that, hey, he might do good in our system because we trust our coaches and stuff to do that evaluation.
Great weapons.
So there's a possibility we may be giving him a contract at the end of the season. Our team didn't do that. Our team brought him in as a bridge. That's what it was.
I got the perfect example to kind of show us why the dilemma that we've been going through with this quarterback versus team stuff. Motherfucking Matthew Stafford. He's the perfect example. Matthew Stafford was brilliant with Detroit. He didn't have a damn team though.
Yep.
He had a terrible team. Matthew Stafford been him. If you watch college football, if you follow Matthew Stafford's career, that dude been dope as hell. Right. He been dope like that. Even with Detroit, he was having brilliant performances, brilliant seasons, brilliant games, but his team was trash.
Yeah.
What happens when you take that player, because that just show you, it don't matter how fucking brilliant you are, you not winning shit
not by yourself.
You're not winning nothing, bro.
Yeah.
As soon as you take Matthew Stafford away from the lines, what happened?
He won Super Bowl the first year.
You took him and put him with a better coach and a better team. What the fuck happened?
Yeah, and I'm not saying
you need it all, bro. You don't a quarterback alone is not giving you shit. You need a good quarterback and a good team. That's why the NFL is the ultimate team sport. Like, so you can criticize a quarterback on his own. The only reason that's even valid is because we got ESPN and shit. Like, you can do that in the barbershops just for laughs and shit, but it's when we talk about real football, it has no validity. Real talk.
Also, you know, even with Super Bowl wins, you know what I'm saying? It's just like we know for a fact that some of these quarterbacks without them are fucking better. So, for example, would you take Dan Marino or would you take Terry Bradshaw?
I would probably take Dan Marino in my opinion.
Yeah, because he that nigga.
He's better.
And listen, Terry got 4 of them bitches. He got 4 Super Bowl rings. And most people in America would take Dan Marino.
Would you take Lamar Jackson or Jalen Hurts?
Lamar Jackson all day. What? And I have nothing against Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts is a system guy. And I think things just got to go right for him to, you know, the team has to be built around Jalen Hurts. And maybe they're trying to get away from that, but it is what it is. That's why we're seeing what we're seeing. When you got to lean on him to make the
it's
throw,
not gonna work out for you.
That always goes back. You see, this is my stance on the argument. If you know that, then why are you paying him $50+ million just because the market? You can go get a guy. You can go get a guy who can make those throws, but can't do all the extra little shit, right? Do good press conferences, be humble, you know, or run for 5-6 yards on a third down every once in a while. But you can get the guy that can make those crucial throws and pay him $15 million.
I get it, but it's like, to me, it's like the quarterback market is just the market, bro. It's nothing you can do about the market.
I'm saying we paid Sam Darnold $10 million.
Man, on a prove it deal.
And he got the hell on and went and got more money.
You ain't keep him around long enough to benefit from him.
Look, this ain't even a debate or about it. It's just kind of like, that's a mic drop. Like, he ain't got to stay around for that little pay, bro. We like, cause I feel what you saying. You like, I don't want to pay him, but it's like, bro, it's the market. Like,
you gotta pay what it is.
This Basquiat is rare, bro. Yeah. It might be a pain to you, but to other people, it's worth millions of dollars. So if you want it, you're gonna have to pay $1 million. You see what I'm saying?
It comes
the
down
market
to
is
your
the
team
market.
being able to draft too and be able to actually build a team.
You got to supplement some stuff because listen, if you pay the quarterback, because the Eagles have paid everybody. They paid Jalen Hurts, they played AJ Brown, they paid Devontae Smith, they paid Dallas Goedert. They before even Saquon, they paid their offensive line, right? So the gamble they took was on the defense. They used their top picks on them cornerbacks. Yep. They took a chance in Bond moving him from defensive end to linebacker, and he had an All-Pro season. So you're going to have to take some gambles at other places to make the shit work, and their gambles paid off. You know what I mean? Because Jalen Carter was still on a rookie deal. They went young defense, top talent, but they were one of the top defensive units in the league last year. Mm-hmm. Right, and they paired that together with that 2,000-yard rusher. They had them weapons on the outside. Jalen Hurts had already been compensated, so they had a paid offense and a defense that was full of first-round talent. Yep. And that was the trade-off. So you are correct. You're gonna have to take a gamble somewhere.
So I hear you guys. I've been tapped in with you guys. So and I hear some of y'all's arguments when it comes to Jerry Jones. I know y'all aren't Jerry fans, right? That's one thing I do know about y'all. And how you talk about how Jerry doesn't get aggressive when it comes to adding talent to this football team, and then also in the draft, just trying to be different, just trying to be too different, right? Like you got this secret weapon. And although the whole world's talking about this said player and saying that he's generational, you're gonna go against the grain, and because you feel like you have this secret formula, and it's shit.
And smartest guy in the room syndrome.
Yeah, I'm telling you, smartest guy in the room, right? And I feel like our GM is kind of leaning like that too. A lot of our fans are feeling the same because Kwesi, the famous one obviously was the passing up on Kyle Hamilton to go get Lewis Seen from Georgia. Lewis Seen, from and it's like we passed on Kyle Hamilton.
I don't even know this nigga.
Y'all don't even know who Lewis Seen is?
No.
Oh my god.
And Kyle Hamilton.
Y'all just made the shit worse.
I knew who Kyle Hamilton was.
Yeah, he dope as hell.
So not only did we pass on Kyle Hamilton, but we went for and what we got for him was Lewis Seen, right, with the 32nd pick, and then we winded up getting Andrew Booth Jr., who you guys got a taste of, you know what I mean?
We hated that.
We knew he was ass.
He was.
We knew he was ass. You feel me? Like, and then Ed Ingram, which Ed Ingram seems to be doing pretty decent. You feel me? As far as on the Texans and stuff like that. But it just comes back full circle to where not only is it a team sport where the players have to execute and all that, but the coaching is super important in my opinion. And going back to our quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, I feel like that's what's been the flaw with his performance this year is Kevin O'Connell. We got to put it on Kevin O'Connell of not putting him in the right position, man. So.
Damn, y'all, I ain't gonna lie, man. I really don't want to jump off, but I got a whole nother show I got to do, man. So,
no, that's a fact.
I got to end it. But this was dope, man. We need to do more. This was dope.
We can link up during the off season and shit, man. And I know we
could do a post game.
Yeah, we can do a post game.
You know what I'm saying?
After the game over, let's do a post game.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, well, hit me up, man. For sure, man. I appreciate y'all fellas having me on too, or vice versa, whatever. We set it up.
Already, man. This was dope though, man. I enjoyed this. So we'll tap back in with you, man. But you got any last words real quick? So I don't want to abruptly end like this, but I just gotta go.
Man, I just hope we play spoiler, man. Score Vikings, baby. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm hitting for, man. I hope we go out there and kick y'all ass, man. I don't care if it's by 1 point.
Shit, I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't never had too much problem with the Vikings. Like
I do love seeing Cowboy misery. You know what I mean?
They ain't a franchise that I just hated before. Like I ain't never just hated the Vikings like that.
Yeah.
So I don't really got too much of one.
I live in Texas. I don't see too many fans but Cowboys fans in the goddamn way.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So I don't be having a lot of smoke for nobody. But y'all got smoke.
Mouse too. I love Mouse.
Yeah, we got some smoke. Man. We try to kick everybody's ass, man. We don't care what the emblem is on the helmet. Shit.
That's respectable. And,
respectable.
Yeah, y'all gonna learn about Dak Prescott. Some of your people don't know no better, but he gonna put you on game. This guy.
All right, we gonna see.
We gonna see. All
right, fellas, man. I appreciate y'all.
Salute, man. I appreciate y'all. Y'all make sure y'all support everybody's channel.